Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's Pro Wrestling Weekly. We are back with a fantastic show. Absolutely packed, plenty to get through. Joining me, as always, after these big OTT events, we got Sean A and Sean B, the two Seans, basically, as I call them, who are both on. They're going to be giving us a rundown of the OTT show, giving their thoughts on the matches and stuff like that and all, and how they felt about it and how it went down with the Judgment Day in town. Lads, welcome to the show. How are we?
Good.
I'm absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having both of us on again.
Not a problem at all. As I said before, you are welcome on anytime. It's just a Twitter message away. In the comments, roll me's in. I'm sure you're not too happy about Madrid, my friend, and what went on last night at the Ballon d'Or. He's in. He goes, I think Jay and Jimmy's reunion was a little too rushed. Triple H is dropping stinkers lately. He probably just made the whole SmackDown tag team division livid with giving the titles to the Motor City Machine Guns. With what's going on with talent, I see no difference at all between Triple H and Vince. Triple H has drove out Ricochet, MVP, Samantha, and Bobby so far. He truly is Vince's son-in-law. Harsh. We are going to be talking about as well that release today. I don't know if you boys seen it. WWE ID as well. We'll be taking a quick look at that as well. Some interesting news from the Fed. Ian's in. What's the crack, everyone? Motor City Machine Guns made it to the big time. Finally. I could see why they signed with WWE with the clause, win the titles in 2 matches. Don't know. Stephen's in. Big up, Stephen. Good to have you back on board, buddy. I bought another Hulk Hogan 3-pack because why not? Because, like, you need 6 of them, is it? 6 Hulk Hogans is enough for you, is it? The Shawnee brothers on the pod. There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
You're right, Rich.
Right, let's begin. OTT, 10th anniversary, last Saturday night. Packed house, full crowd. Lads, take your turns. Whoever wants to take it away and talk about whichever match and stuff like that, you guys fire away. This is the bit where I sit back and enjoy the narrative.
Mr. McKiernan, fire away.
Don't all rush at once. So I'll take the baton for the first portion of this anyway. 10th year anniversary of OTT. It's unbelievable to think that in 2014, a little indie company where there was more people there for the drink deals as there was for the wrestling was having a show with less than like 200 people in the crowd. Now 10 years later, a sold out national stadium with 2,000 people. And all these amazing stars that we've had in the past, and the 2 that made up the main event. This was a good show. We were alluding to this just before we went on. Card-wise, I don't think it was as good as Scrappermania, but it was still a hell. That's not me saying it was bad. It was still a hell of a time. There's a couple of matches on here that really were so much fun, which we're going to talk about. The first being the brand new European title gauntlet match. So you remember I spoke about on the last preview that we did that I was on, Golden Boy Santos was the gender neutral champion, and the gender neutral championship had got scrapped, and this title, the European Gauntlet title, was made to replace it. It's a really nice belt, actually. It has like a nice bit of red and a bit of blue on it and a black strap and gold, so very nice. But Charlie Sterling was the man who got it. He went through Adam Maxted, Grado, Ilya Zarkov, Damian Corvin, and Golden Boy Santos. The first man in this was Grado. Obviously, you need someone to get the crowd going, so the crowd went insane. And then Ilya Zarkov, they traded back and forth for about a minute, and then Grado just rolled up Zarkov out of nowhere. So Zarkov went out first, and then Adam Maxted came out, and they didn't throw a punch for a couple of minutes because Grado got on the mic and said, like, "Oh, I get me on Love Island, you fat bastard." And he was like, I could have been on that show. And he said, how about we have a flex off? So, you know, like a bit like the Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley segment. So Grado takes down the straps, flexes, well, I was going to say biceps, but whatever is on his arms, gets a huge pop. Maxted then does it, and we boo him, and he gets "you fat bastard" chants. Maxted, not Grado, by the way. And then they wrestle. Grado, low blow, roll up. Maxted goes. And then Damian Corvin came out. You can imagine Corvin was not interested in Grado's bullshit. Defeated him pretty soundly. And then Golden Boy Santos came in. They had a really good back and forth. Santos eliminated Corvin. But then Corbin beat him down after the match, and as the final man, Charlie Sterling, came out, he high-fived him. So people are saying that there could be some sort of alliance involving Damien Corbin and Charlie Sterling, which could be very interesting. But unfortunately, Charlie Sterling defeated Golden Boy Santos and is now the inaugural OTT European champion. So a really fun way to kick off the show. Obviously, I will take Grado, hook him into my veins anytime. And I really hope that we have a bright future for this title. If it's European, I feel it could be defended like in other promotions, not just OTT. And I can't think of anyone here who could certainly be a good starter than Charlie Sterling.
Except Grado.
Yeah. The other, just you have to accept, you can't get everything you want. So, yeah, Sterling will be fine. Better be Grado.
Awesome. Sean, grab one, pick one, and run through it with us.
I feel like I got to go with Anglais Blanc and Michael Oku. The money match. It was an absolute banger of a match. I'd even say it was one of the best matches of the night, and the crowd were electric for it. They couldn't stop. I think you'd agree with me on that, Sean, that the crowd were just electric for it.
Oh my God, didn't sit down at all.
Exactly.
I think this is probably the best money match they've done since they started doing it. It went on for 20 minutes and there were so many points where both sides thought they'd won and they didn't. And it was heartbreaking because unfortunately myself and Sean were on Anglais Blanc's side. So that means that we have both lost 2 money matches in a row. We need to stop going to shows with money matches, or we need to find out who's on what side beforehand. But no, absolutely brilliant. If there's any match I'd recommend you go out of your way and check out, obviously all of them, but Michael Oku, Anglais Blanc, absolutely.
Yeah, he 100%. Said actually the guy who dropped into the shop today said Michael Oku was actually the standout of the night. He said he was sensational.
Easily. Phenomenal match. Unbelievable. I think the two of them, they're very technical style wrestlers, and Michael Oku, that half crab, it looks so painful. You can see the crowd, the faces on them. They just think it's rotten. They don't know what to think. And it really was the standout match of the night. There's no other saying, It was phenomenal. Great. I loved it.
Awesome. Sean?
I think I'll go with BDE versus Charles Crowley in the same next. This followed the gauntlet match. So at the local Rumble in end of January, I think it was, this year, there was a rule that tag teams could enter under one number. So we had a couple of tag teams in there, one of them being the Sem and Charles Crowley. So they were going to go in and work together. But in the middle of the match, Charles Crowley turned on the Sem and eliminated him from the match. And the thing is, they were never really on shows to kind of get back at each other. Meanwhile, with BDE, Bittersweet Josh announced that at a Hard Knock show, he had, I think he broke his forearm or fractured something in his forearm. Was going to be out for a little bit of time. And then he put up another post a while ago saying that, unfortunately, the doctors didn't give the news he wanted to hear, and he wasn't going to be able to wrestle at OTT's 10th anniversary, and he was heartbroken. And he said there's genuinely a fear that I may never wrestle again because it gave me no outlet on recovery. So made a big thing thanking the fans, the wrestlers, Joe, and everyone. And he got loads of get well soon messages because people legit thought he was in trouble. And then at the show before this, the road to 10th anniversary, he came out with the cast and, just did the, I'm Josh, like, this be my dream. And I know every time you see me, like, I'm here to entertain you, you throw toilet paper at me and, you chant stuff at me, but this is a time where I really just want to say thank you. And he said that there was someone who actually went to the hospital with me when I went, and it was actually the Sem. And he said, thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And he hugs the Sem. And he says in Italian, too bad I don't have a heart. And then he beats up the Sem and takes off his arm brace. He was never injured at all. It was all a ruse. He had everyone in the palm of his hand. And after he got beaten up by Josh, Charles Crowley came out and said, look, I know like what I did to you in the Rumble was wrong, but what Josh did was terrible, so we need to team up. So they teamed up here, a relatively short match. There was a spot where Josh pretended to hurt his arm and he was doing this Sam, like shake my hand, please. I'm sorry, my arm's legit hurt. Sem gave him the finger. But a couple of minutes later, Sem got rolled up. And after the match, Charles Carly looked at Sem's NOW titles. That's possibly a program we could be seeing going forward. But then they hugged. So unfortunately, Bittersweet Josh did not get his comeuppance. I know a lot of people, including myself, were genuinely concerned that he could be retiring from injury at such a young age. But no, this is a fun match. I'm interested to see where Crowley and Sem go from here.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Sean.
Oh, I easily got to go with Sammy D and Jay. Oh my God, the I Quit match, so good. I really enjoyed it, and there was bits of it that had me concerned. Like you seen Sammy go over and take a sledgehammer out from under the ring. He took tables, he took chairs, he took ladders, anything he could find under the ring, he took it out, and he used it against Jay, and it was a great match. Like they put, I think it was Jay's hand down on top of the steel chair, and then smacked the sledgehammer down onto his hand.
You should mention what happened to Jay's sister. Although speaking of Jay's sister was in this last week.
Poor lady.
Yeah.
She decided she would get in the ring, and Sammy wanted her to hurt Jay, and you could see she was very hesitant. She was like, no, I don't want to do that. No, not going to do it. So she was that hesitant that Sammy turned around and actually hit her with his finisher and knocked the poor girl out. She was lying on the ring apron for the rest of the match. And I think that led to Sammy getting hung from a ladder in the corner and Jay hitting a coast to coast with the steel chair to finish didn't even finish the match. Sammy said he quit while Jay was on the top rope. That led to Jay saying, you know what, I don't give a fuck. And he just hit the coast to coast anyway. So he didn't. So
Yeah.
that was easily one of my favorite bits of the night. I thought that was gas. I loved it. So poor Jay's sister, I hope she's okay. I hope I wish her a speedy recovery, to be honest with you. And I don't think she'll be showing her face around OTT anytime soon.
It's harsh. One thing that actually happened in this match was Sammy D pulled out a black bag and everyone went, oh my God, it's going to be thumbtacks, and turned out to be handcuffs. And he handcuffed Jay to the ring post and left him there and kind of taunted the crowd like, yeah, look. And the handcuffs broke. So Jay's hand was free, and you could see Sammy, he was trying to like laugh like in character, like, oh yeah, you want to break out of that? But I could tell he was laughing because the spot went wrong. This match was quite brutal, quite short actually. I thought this match probably would have been a bit longer. I think it only went like just over 10 minutes or something. Sammy was very despicable. Sean mentioned that he attacked her sister. He hit her with the gnarliest, scaldiest package pile driver that you can imagine. Absolutely fucking decimated her, had murderous intent behind it. And then Sammy, being the coward he is, was straight on the ladder, and just as Jay's about to coast to coast, he goes, no, I quit. And then Jay said, no, I don't fucking care, did it anyway. I had a feeling that at some point in this match, Foxy was going to go, what do you say? And then holds the mic, and the mic isn't on. So OTT has a history of having bad technical issues. But there was a couple of points in this match, and I know it kind of took away from it a little bit for me. Someone will get hit with something, and before they even hit the ground, Foxy would be in their face, what do you say? Instead of being like, no, they'd be go, and then Foxy just be like, oh, okay, match continues. But no, this was violent, much needed win for Jay, and I am interested to see where Sammy D goes from here, because I have a feeling this mightn't be the end. I think Sammy could find a way to go even lower and sink even lower in people's morale and people's books.
That bastard.
Yeah.
Next up, Lamo defeated Scotty Davis.
Would you
I
like
just
to
don't remember. I actually don't remember much of this match, and I only rewatched it today.
Well, I'll step in, will I?
Please.
Yeah.
Hot
So
tag.
yeah, hot tag to. So Scotty Davis came out to a new team, and Limo had his old team, and then a transition to the Last and the Flats team, and everyone thought the Last and the Flats were coming out, and then they didn't. So a bit disappointing start, but the match was good. We mentioned last week we don't think Limo could hang physically with Scotty. He was able to stuff some of his takedowns, but Scotty kind of ragdolled him. But Limo absolutely held his own against Scotty. You know, was right in his face at points, threw everything back at him, gave as good as he got. And the match ended with Limo getting a roll up on Scotty Davis. They were exchanging pins. And the thing is, with a roll up, it's not cheating. It's a very smart, out of nowhere move. And Limo won completely clean. And after the match, Scotty was visibly pissed and walked out. And the Irish Wolfhounds, who are Con Kelly and Luke Frey, who Scotty's now managing, had to be restrained by Scotty. So I'm not sure this is over, but it seems like a clean slate for Scotty Davis, which I think is great. Nice to see Limo get the win. I wish he didn't use Last and Flats music though, because I thought they were coming out, and
Get your
they didn't.
hopes up.
So
Get your hopes
yes,
up.
yeah. One song or no song, Limo. Choose.
I felt so bad for you because you could see on your face. I just looked right beside me, and I could see your face light up. And then when they
Yeah,
didn't come out, I was like, he looked so innocent, and he wanted to see them so bad.
yeah. It went from oh my god, Last and Flats, no way,
Yeah.
and then they've missed their cue. I can't believe it. And then oh okay, they're not coming out. And
That's
then at the
really
end
like
when the
that's
Wolf,
really like when you're
yeah.
there, yeah, and then it's cut the
Yeah,
music.
yeah, and then the Wolfhounds came out after and got restrained, and I was thinking lads from Parks are going to come out and like usher them off or celebrate with Limo, but no. But someone who lives in an apartment showed up in the main event. I won't talk too much about it now. I'll talk about when we come to it. But no, great win by Limo.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
Actually, the retirement tour. He said he was retiring this year, and I believe he was actually meant to come over like 2 years ago, but in Wexford against Renzo Rose, but something happened, and he couldn't come. So I feel this was, his makeup, and also you need to get a quick win for Damo on the card before the main event to cool the fans down.
Absolutely. Up next, Sean, then OTT women's. They got the tables match approved by Joe. We had Raven Creed defeating Session Martina.
Which
Solid
Sean?
match. I'll take it. I don't mind.
Yeah, you start. You can go.
Give me my spotlight. I'm
You need
kidding.
Sean 1. We need Sean 1 and Sean 2.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Pile driver. So yeah, solid match overall. You know, it was great. To see Raven Creed back after so long and in ring competition. She's a phenomenal talent and definitely a strong point of the women's division. So she is. You know, it was a good match, solid match. It didn't go on for too long either. I think it was a 10-15 minute match as well. And you know, it was great to see in Martina's entrance, the newly debuted Katie Von K escorted her out to the ring dancing as well. So that was great to see. And you know, it was your typical run-of-the-mill tables match back and forth, and you know they brought it up onto the stage and set a table up on the stage as well. And Raven Creed went to hit Session Martina with a steel chair just down beside the ring post, but then Martina dodged and she ended up just walloping the ring post, which looked quite painful. Obviously the match ending with poor Martina getting injured. And you know, I could see some of the fans were kind of wondering, you know, is it real? And then as soon as they seen the medic rushing, you know, everyone knew. And I think after that match, it was the intermission. And, you know, usually fans would go out, would race out to get merchandise or go to the bar or anywhere like that. But you could see everyone was just kind of stopped in their tracks, you know, looking up at the stage, wondering is she okay, seeing what was going on. And you could see crew rushing with towels and stuff. presuming she was bleeding. So it was a good match, but sad ending. Happy for Raven Creed. She deserves the women's championship and deserves to have it again. But God, I hope Martina gets better soon.
Yeah, we actually wish her well, actually, in her recovery and stuff like that. And she's a hardy girl. She's been through quite a bit in her wrestling career, so I'm sure it won't be a problem to her. So hopefully she was all right afterwards and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. Sean Mack, Big Damo versus Rene Dupree.
It's not really too much to say about this. This used to cool the crowd down, obviously, before Judgment Bray. Dupree got booed pretty heavily. I don't know if that was because, Damo's so loved, but I will tell you, Rene Dupree is absolutely humongous. He must be, 6'4", 6'5", something like that, and he's every bit of it. He made Damo look like a child, and that's saying something. Looked in great shape. They had a short little match. They got everything in. Rene Dupree did the French tickler, got a big pop. Damo did, I think the Northern Irish tickler, maybe, or the Irish tickler. Didn't get as much.
Did Joe go all out and fly in the dog and everything, or what's the story?
He didn't know. Dupree came in, took his bumps, got his money, and left just so they could get Judgment Bray in. But no, I feel this match that there's no hope in hell Rene Dupree was winning. But when I feel the match was going to start to get into the next level, where it would get intriguing and exciting, it ended. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I know the focus was on Judgment Day for the whole thing, but I think for your OTT World Champion, if you're going to fly in a random import, at least make the match a little bit more than it was. Dupree had better work over the weekend, the match with Corvin, but so cool to see Rene Dupree. Great to see the French tickler. He was missing Fifi. That's the only complaint I have. But no, Damo retains, and hopefully next time in the stadium we'll have something a bit more for him.
Feels like, lads, doesn't it feel like Rene's career has just gone by in a moment? Like, it only feels like he debuted in WWE as this kid, and he was in phenomenal shape and everything and all. And then he went off, obviously, he got out of there, and he started doing tours in Japan and wrestling all over the world and stuff like that. And now we find ourselves in 2024, and he's on the retirement tour. It feels strange, because it probably feels like he's still very young to be retiring because of how young he kind of started, So it just feels weird when you're talking like Rene Dupree and retirement tour. It feels weird to say it, even.
Yeah. He's he looks the same though. Like, he hasn't aged a day, and he's still in tremendous shape.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like Ken Shamrock now. He came out wearing sunglasses and a huge trench coat. Yeah. So he looked like a mix of Ken Shamrock and Alexander Wright.
Dijak.
Yeah. He looked like someone from Sin City or something.
Yeah, he picked up some weird ink tattoos on the way as well, didn't he? Yeah. Because I remember when he debuted in WWE and all, he was in phenomenal shape, but he was real clean cut and everything and all, So
yeah,
but, great guy and a great guy to talk to, and he's I'd say to spend time with him and stuff like that. He'd be quite funny to be around and stuff like that. He has a good attitude to stuff and all, contrary to what people think. Raul is saying he's in better shape now than he was in WWE, and the Japanese tours are great for getting you into phenomenal shape, and that's all I'll say. Fifi is retired and on Social Security. There we go.
You think that stopped Cabray from trying?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They should have even went to Smith's or something and bought one of those little white dog toy things or something. Out of Smith's or something, just for a bit of fun or something.
Yeah, anything, but I don't think having a dog would have changed the result of this match.
She's in a retirement home for old dogs.
Yeah, she's been around a while. So
absolutely. So next up, guys, main event, Judgment Day in town. When these boys hit town, different gravy. Sean, I did mention on last week's show, blind enough to the preview and stuff like that I thought certain gentlemen might get involved in this match. So I know you're going to touch on it, but I did kind of call it a little bit last week. But you guys take it away. Main event, Judgment Day versus the Social Elite.
Sean?
All right. This is the first time since OTT have been doing shows in the National Stadium that the main event was an all-Irish main event. And the fact that it involved two people who were in the WWE meant this had a lot riding on it. Socially, I've said they were kind of being positioned as baby faces in this, which I found a little strange because every other time they're heel, but no, they got booed out of the place because, well, compared to Finn and JD, and also the two of them were just wankers, especially Matthew Smith.
Did the match actually? I meant to ask you. Did the match start off with the Hogan Rock stare down in the ring kind of thing? Is there a bit of that at all, or were they straight
not really?
in?
Well, there was a lot of welcome back chants and holy shit chants and OTT chants, so they kind of sucked that in for a minute, but they just had a normal match. But they had a really good entrance, and then for the Judgment Day, actually, while Big Damon or A Dupree was happening, they were setting up a mic stand on stage. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this for? And it turned out to be Ishbini Naharan, who are a trad band from Dublin, and they played the Judgment Day to the ring. Well, they played a trad. They played trad, and then it transitioned into the other side by Alter Bridge. It was really cool. At start, I was thinking,
I've seen the clips.
Yeah,
It was really
at
cool,
start,
actually.
yeah, like when it was happening, I was thinking this is so unlike the Judgment Day. I don't know what they're doing. But then I realized that they were playing the other side. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then the music stopped. The lights go out. The song comes in late, typical Cabre on the sound desk. And then JD came out. Place erupts. Finn came out and he was wearing the mask, with the lion on it.
Yeah.
The place is absolutely hopping. The two of them, you could tell it, like they were trying to play it cool, but you could tell for both of them it meant so much to be home. I ended up getting a too sweet off of Finn Balor and his entrance. The crowd was singing the song and showing the belts. And I think it started off with JD against, I think it may have been Maxer.
Yeah.
But obviously, holy shit, OTT, welcome home. And then lots of Jordan Devlin chants. Jordan was like, shh, you can't call me that anymore. Didn't work. They had a really solid, good match. And obviously, the goal of it was to make Judgment Day look strong. But socially, absolutely held their own. And I think this match and their performance reiterates my point that there's no other team on the island that could have faced them. Now, you mentioned, Niall, a couple of people showed up. JD tried to hit a package pile driver on Sean Guinness, and as he spun him round, he hit Foxy on the head. So Niall Fox is out, and the Judgment Day get the upper hand, and they say, wait a minute, we can cheat. So Maxer picks up one half of the OTT tag belts, and Paul Tracy runs in and takes the belt off him. He's saying, Finn is my best friend, Jordan's one of my pupils. Don't hit him with the belt. Let me do it. So he takes the belt off Maxer and drills JD in the face with it and starts beating him down. And then someone's music plays. It's Paddy M's music, but it comes in late, so we're not sure. And then we realize it is Paddy M. Paddy M comes out, takes out Social Elite, hits like a Jean-Claude Van Damme spinning back kick to the lads, and then hits a Whisper in the Wind. By this time, conveniently, Foxy's back up. And then Jordan hits a horrendous-looking package pile driver. How he didn't kill Maxer, I don't know. But hits that, and then the coup de grace by Finn, and that's the match. The lads don't have any room to do anything at ringside. They get confronted by a flock of teens and a flock of kids with like figures and shirts and everything, and it was just a really nice. Yeah, we were in the middle of it. We I didn't get too close to any of them because they're such a sea, but
I did. I ran up.
But a great match and such an emotional moment to see, two lads who were in Bray, who broke in just like a lot of these people, and we're back home to a white hot crowd, a white hot loving, appreciating crowd. And it meant so much to them. And JD actually went on Twitter after and said that it was one of the most special nights of his career. So to be able to be a part of that and be able to see that was fantastic. And the thing is, a lot of people are going to see this match and they're going to have their eyes open to the Social Elite and therefore the entire Irish scene. So it's great for Finn and JD, obviously, to get home and wrestle, but it's great for OTT to have that exposure. So, brilliant match. Absolute treat to see the boys and a great way to end the show.
Yeah, and the one thing I suppose, boys, about Sean Guinness is you may beat him, but you're not going to outwork him. That's
No.
for sure.
Yeah.
He's absolutely phenomenal and fitting as well that he's the guy that takes the pin, of course, isn't it?
Oh well,
fitting as well, you know. So and
was
he wouldn't want it any other way as well.
yeah. Was it him who took the pin? I think it might have been.
It was.
Yeah, it was. No,
Yeah.
sorry, Matt Smith is outside.
Yeah.
There was actually a
Looks to
really
be.
cool spot in this match where Sean Guinness was on the top rope and Finn Balor crotched him, so he was lying there. And then Matthew Smith was on his hands and knees. So Jordan ran up, jumped off of Matthew Smith, went on the top rope to Maxter and did a Spanish fly. It was so good. Like, it was just like Jordan Devlin of old in OTT. And you can see why OTT took that chance on him and why WWE are now taking that chance on him. But no, an absolute privilege to be there, and probably one of my favorite memories of going to the National Stadium. I was there when it was announced. I lost my shit, and I lost my shit even more when it happened.
Isn't it mad when you think about the lifestyle that they lead as professional wrestlers and athletes and all? Like, there you are, Saturday night you're in Dublin doing that show, and then look at Monday night with Damian Priest and stuff like that and all on Raw. It's like crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? Mad. Sean, overall, what was your thoughts on the main event?
Oh my God. As Sean said, it was such a special night, and just to be the tiniest bit part of it was unbelievable. And I think I speak for anyone who was there that night saying that it was the most surreal thing actually seeing them in person, because you're so used to seeing them on TV, you know, on Raw every week. And I love seeing the Judgment Day segments on Raw, so I do. And just to see them live, it was unbelievable. It was a fever dream, if anything. I still have to. I see the videos on my phone that I've taken, and I took a shit ton of videos, and I just have to pinch myself. I just thinking that I was actually there, and that I was that close to them, and you know, just the example, as you said, the example they're setting for everybody, and for the whole of OTT and Fight Factory, anyone who's training to be a wrestler, the example they're setting to show people that it is possible and it can be done. And just a phenomenal match. And as Sean said, it was one of his favourite memories of going to the National Stadium, and it's definitely up there now as one of the best nights of my life, and I'm not afraid to say that. It really was.
It's amazing when you think back OTT 10 years and you think of the amount of pinch moments they've created for fans over the years. Like, you know, they brought over the Bullet Club, they brought over Cody and Kenny and Skrull and all these guys. They brought over Ospreay, they brought over Ricochet. You know, they brought over so many people. And then, of course, Balor making his appearance that time in the Tivoli and stuff like that. So many crazy moments and memories for people and stuff like that, you know. So it's a phenomenal job, and roll on the next 10 years. It's onwards and upwards all the time, and they raise the bar every single show. Roll me's in. Last time I met Finn, we got into it after I said to him, "Can we have subtitles next time we spoke?"
Wow.
Good lord. But yeah, I mean, overall, lads, phenomenal show. Very happy and all that. So
yeah,
there we
and
go.
they announced we left after it, but after they went out, they showed a graphic for the OTT Loco Rumble, which is taking place on the 1st of February next year in the National Stadium. And Joe has reiterated that a bigger budget means bigger surprises. So these imports that you talk about, JD, Finn, Rob Van Dam, Gangrel, I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, Scrappermania, we had Speedball, Nick Nemeth. Those type of guys are the people that we can expect to have in a Rumble. So very, very, very excited for that when it comes around.
And a lot of guys at the moment at the top of their game, carrying gold around the world as well right now. So
absolutely.
Got to remember that as well. Lads, we have new tag champs, the Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah. What do we think? Some people are saying too quick. Some people are saying about time. What's about your feelings on it?
Oh, I might take this one. Just start off
Alright.
a little bit. I get where people are coming from. Obviously, their third match in second one of the night. Two matches in one night. Um, I don't think it's too soon. I think they more than deserve it. They've proven what they could do with the TNA World Tag Team Championships, the Impact World Tag Team Championships, and even I think it was the New Japan Strong Tag Team Championships as well. They're phenomenal, and just my opinion, but I definitely put them up there as one of the best tag teams. And I think they really do fit into the SmackDown roster. WWE overall, I think just for a while there that the division was lacking a bit, but I can see the Motor City Machine Guns definitely picking up business, and hopefully it means better championship matches and just the tag titles being shown more overall, and hopefully it gets away from the bloodline. It doesn't circle back to the bloodline versus the Motor City Machine Guns. I'd like to see them getting away, I think that DIY would be great to hold the titles again, seeing as they got a very short reign. And I'm a huge DIY fan. I love them. One of my favorite tag teams. And I think the Street Profits would be great to hold the tag titles again. But I really do hope that they give the Motor City Machine Guns a long reign with the titles, or at least somewhat of a long reign.
Yeah, I think when you bring tag teams in like this, it's like we remember when AJ Styles and all came in. There's certain talent out there that has been wrestling for so long now. They're household names. People know them. You can't bring some of these guys in and really slow burn them. And the narrative suited as well, because there was a little bit of heat happening there in relation to the tag division that they weren't really putting the emphasis on it that it deserved. So bringing in the Machine Guns, and obviously they wanted to clear all the gold off both bloodlines, basically, to have a clear run there, that there isn't any belts kind of caught up in it and stuff like that, that the belts are elsewhere. Because obviously they're going to run it right to Mania, I would imagine. But I thought I was really happy with the way they did it. I wouldn't want them hanging around in relation to the Machine Guns and stuff like that. They've wore gold everywhere they went. They're phenomenal wrestlers, great team. And for me, I was exceptionally happy about it. When I heard they had signed, I was delighted, because my fear really was they were going to be AEW bound, So I think, when you get guys like this in, similar to AJ and stuff like that and all, you can't really have them settling down in NXT and bring them through the system and stuff like that over a year or two and stuff like that. These guys have already put in 20 years or whatever it is, so you need to take them now while they're kind of hot and really up there and stuff like that and back together and all that kind of thing. So I was very happy in the way that they did it. Sean?
No, I think I echo a lot of what both you said. Loved the Machine Guns for a long time. I'm glad they got the gold. I have Vince Russo. If they even offered me the Shawnee brothers, I'd say no, bro. I got too into doing that last week. I was just saying, oh yeah, Machine Guns. Yeah, they're two absolutely phenomenal wrestlers and a great tag team. I can understand why some people are saying putting the belts on right now would be a bit much. But it's not like they're a brand new team that are coming in. They're world renowned. People know just how good they are and how good they can be. My only regret is that it feels a little bit like an afterthought, them winning the belts, because it got caught and wrapped up in like bloodline interference bollocks. I think it would be much better if they just won them clean.
I suppose they were trying to find a balance of keeping everyone strong in the situation, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, I don't know, but I'd rather them win the title because of bloodline bollocks than not win them because of because of bloodline
100%.
bollocks. But no, great to see the boys in WWE, and the fact they're getting treated right for now means we have lots to look forward to.
Yeah, I will say about the theme song, I think the theme song is cool, but I don't think it needed all that lyrically kind of stuff at the start. I think that could have went away and just gave us the music.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know.
But that's Def Rebel to a T. The name of the
Yeah,
superstar read out at
But I did-
start, and then
I did enjoy what you said about the interference stuff like that. The two boys were kind of there. Okay, you guys all go do your thing. We're just going to head off here with the gold. Is that okay?
yeah.
It's kind of cool that way. Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's do a Raw recap. What did you guys think of Raw?
Oh, I thought it was a bit lacking. I just thought it was good, but just the past few weeks it's been better. I think, just my opinion, I think since it's gone down to 2 hours, that there's not much it can get through, you know? It doesn't give all the bigger stars, or maybe ones that you don't see on TV as much anymore, a chance to shine, you know? I think 3 hours was a lot better, but I thought it was good last night. I like how you know, the whole Seth and Bronson feud is going. I like the way, you know, main event Jey Uso and Jim Uso. I like the way that's going at the moment. And we also seen The Miz get kidnapped, so I don't think we'll ever see him again. But as Karen Cross said, he's dead.
Yeah, I love that bit as well with R-Truth when he bumped into Pete Dunne and he goes, "Hey, Butch, have you seen Pete anywhere?" He's just so good. He's so good.
He's hilarious.
What are we making in the build up to Rollins and Bronson Reed? How are we feeling about that? It's good, isn't it?
Really good, really good.
I did laugh when Rollins was walking back up the ramp and he takes off the blue jacket to just reveal another blue jacket.
Oh yeah,
so funny. Like,
that reminds me of do you remember a show called MTV Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
Back in the day, they had Simon Cowell fight I think Ryan Seacrest, and he's wearing a black t-shirt, and he'd do like a Hulk Hogan rip-off to reveal another black t-shirt, and he'd do that like 2 or 3 times in the thing. I will say about this Raw, already on its own, I'm not massively excited about Crown Jewel, and this Raw didn't really do too much to change that. I mean, I'll still watch it. Actually, no, I won't watch it. I'll be in work, so I'll catch it. I'll catch it after. But I don't have a great desire that I normally do with the PLEs, especially the Triple H PLEs. But it was a decent episode. It had its stuff on it. Kind of happy the Bloodline are back, but I don't know how to feel about them just brushing Braun Breaker under the carpet. Like,
what about
I lost.
What about that little snake in the grass, Sami Zayn, having chats with Solo?
I don't know, but I thought the match that they're having the Bloodline. I mean, the match they're having at Crown Jewel. I thought they would have saved that for War Games. So
I think they're going to build towards it, aren't they? They're going to build towards it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And probably the fact that Crown Jewel probably slides in the most dollar bills into the jet every year, I would imagine.
Oh, 100%. That's the only reason.
If they want Bloodline versus Bloodline, the good folk in Vancouver can just wait their turn. It's very simple, isn't it? Yeah, Romy had one in here. He was on about Stevie Ray's comments on Triple H in relation to color and stuff like that. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there's lots of that going on. And I think every time he kind of gives someone an opportunity, they kind of just fall on their face. And it's not like, I don't think it's premeditated or anything like that, you know. Like I've said it before on this show, Bobby Lashley should be a megastar, but just can't seem to just find that connection with the crowd that they need to make that leap, you know, that leap into being that absolute megastar. Looks an absolute $1,000,000. If you create a wrestler on your computer, Bobby Lashley would be that guy. You know what I mean? So I don't read into a lot of that, to be honest. And, you know, I just think if you're good enough, you're good enough. Obafemi's unbelievable down in NXT. Trick Williams, all these guys, they're doing phenomenal stuff and all that. I personally believe if you're good enough, you will rise to the top and you'll find your level and stuff like that. And, you know, if you falter on the way and you fall behind, I don't think it's color related. I think some people like to play that card sometimes. I think it's more sort of, you got to look in the mirror at yourself and see, did you do enough to get to where you wanted to get to? That's what I believe on it anyway. So, but that's just my 2 pence. Hope they get added to a pay-per-view card. Definitely it should happen. Alex Shelley's the best wrestler in the Motor City Machine Guns. I can see future singles push for him. don't know. They're both good. They're both
Mm.
really
Oh,
good.
really good.
Don't give
3
Triple
hours.
H any ideas to break them up right away.
3 hours of Raw sucks balls. No, it doesn't. The problem at the moment with Raw, I think, is because it's gone to 2 hours. I think they're having problems trying to figure out the mix for it now. I think
No,
3 hours of Raw was flying.
I never
was
liked 3
beautiful.
hours, but Triple H perfected it.
Yeah.
And when it became 2, you could tell he was struggling. I think it's going back to 3 though by the time Netflix comes into place. So yeah, is that
Hopefully.
right, or is it?
I think so. Yeah, I
It was
think
the talk out there last week, wasn't it? It was out there last week. That's what they were
Okay.
talking about. Jimmy is the Marty Jannetty of the Usos.
Oh, come on.
fuck's sake.
He's way better than Jannetty. Come on.
Yeah, there's not that,
Yeah, I get you.
there's not that much of a gulf. Don't read too
No.
much into that main event stuff. Having Raw
Yeah.
down to 2 hours is much better. It is if you can
Yeah.
find the balance and the structure. Remember, they're absolutely drenched in talent. They got to find time to put these people on. You know what I mean? The Saudi prince is still waiting on Yoko's. Apparently, he wants Bruno as well. And make a false count anywhere with Yoko and Bruno, with Bobby Heenan, a special guest ref. Do you know what? With the money they have, we can find a few lads that do Comic Cons and WrestleCons and stuff like that. We'll sell it to them. If they want the Ultimate Warrior, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll find a way. They'll just get someone that vaguely looks like him, like they did with what was that guy who was in the Rumble? Was it Hiroki Sumo? Was that his name? It was meant to be Yokozuna.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed TNA Bound for Glory this year. We're going to be going through it shortly. Yeah, absolutely. Stevie Ray forgets Harlem Heat was put into the Hall of Fame before demolition, which is criminal in my book. There you go. You see, these guys have short memories, real short memories at times. You know what I mean? So it's
I like
it's
that.
interesting. What did we make of the main event? Dirty Dom getting the win over Damian Priest, but then getting the beatdown seemed kind of weird. And then JD taking the chair shots and Carlito taking the chair shots and all that kind of thing. So now Dirty Dom has the title shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, poor JD. He takes all the bumps for that group. Like literally all of them. They don't even share. It's just JD. They originally advertised this as Dominic facing a former world champion. And I think everyone knew it was going to be Damien Priest, but I thought people were going to have
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be, but then I forgot he wasn't there anymore. But imagine it was someone like Goldberg or John Cena or The Rock or Batista or something like that. That would have been much more fun. But I think Jinder would have been perfect. But no, this is grand. I'm getting a little tired of the Judgment Day Terror Twin stuff because like it's all ending the same. We spoke so positively about JD and Finn in OTT, and then you see them here and it's right back down to reality where they're like treated like idiots, can't buy a win if they won the lottery, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I think it helps Dominic become a bit more of an arsehole now that he actually on record has a victory over Damien Priest for a title shot. But I don't know.
Now that Priest is out of the way, what do you make of Balor switching his narrative now to Dom in terms of the title shot and Liv walking over and going, "Are we all okay here? Is everything all okay?" You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit weird last night when that happened. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what's going on here?" You know, I was like, "That doesn't really fit." I thought it was a bit weird. Liv coming over. I see what they were trying to do, but I don't think it came across kind of the way they wanted it to come across.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was okay. Like I was there, kind of Finn and JD there going, yeah, and all this kind of thing, and then Liv walks over. We all okay here, you know? And it was kind of yeah, we're grand. Yeah, the two boys. It's like you have that auntie that comes over at Christmas who talks about everything. And she sits down at Christmas and she's talking about someone in the room on the couch very loud instead of like doesn't want to hide anything and causes hysteria then Christmas Day in the house or Stevens' Day in the house or whatever day it is and stuff like that. They're like that at the moment, aren't they?
I have a sister like that.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. So you know. you know where the narratives come from. So we're having a sister. There you go. You should fully understand and live and all then, yeah?
I have a
Oh,
twin
God.
sister, so
Yeah. Roll me. If Liv Morgan had cake, I'd be starving because that's just chicken and rice she's carrying compared to Rhea. Bonkers is in. Big up Bonkers. Finn will cause Dom because Finn wants to be champ. Absolutely. It doesn't matter who gets the shot. They're then enemy number one, then, aren't they? And then, of course, you just can't lead down the corner oblivious to it all. Like, it's crazy. Dominic's outfit is like a gimp in a Diddy freak off party. He just comes out like just. It's
hell.
working though. It's working. We want to get your thoughts as well, folks. By the way, on your all-time favorite heel turns. We seen this. I seen this on the internet the other day, and I thought this would be kind of cool. And we are going to be going down as well through the Sports Illustrated top 20 wrestlers of all time, and we'll get your thoughts on that as well. But right now, we're going to take a quick look at Bound for Glory. Gentlemen, thoughts of what you've seen and stuff like that. The Hardys winning the gold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I liked how it was meant to be their interpretation of Full Metal Mayhem, and it was funky colored ladders and a different ring mat. You know, you see how creative they are. I thought there'd be a bit more, but no, great to see the Hardys with gold in TNA. It feels quite nostalgic seeing that, doesn't it?
Mm. Speedball picking up the X Division. Seems
great
fitting.
match, really
Seems
good
match. I see they made a little mistake. They announced was it El Hijo del Vikingo as the new X Division champion. So I think there must have been a mistake somewhere there. I was like, what?
Or that could be happening in the future, and they have the graphic made already and put up the wrong one.
Hopefully.
He got injured as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
he got. I think
he got a neck injury or something, wasn't it, or something?
No, I think
he got a knee injury.
Yeah.
And then Chris Bay got a neck injury.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
I really hope Chris Bay will be okay because he's a great wrestler, but apparently, like it's quite serious. Like people are saying, El Fantasma pulled out of a New Japan taping, and he said he has a tumor that detected cancer. But don't worry about me, focus more on Chris Bay. And Joe Hendry did a concert at an Impact taping, I think, after this, and before he did anything, he just said, "Please send your love and prayers to Chris Bay." So I really hope he'll be all right. Matt Hardy and Jeff moves like Matt Hardy moves like he shat himself and doesn't want people to know, and he's trying his best to not let it slide.
I seen him take a bump in this match, and I was thinking, he's probably not going to get back up, is he? He just looked wiped out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know.
What did we make of the main event? JBL showing up. I seen a post from JBL the other day. He was in the gym training. I was going, what's going on with this lad? I'm going to dig a bit deeper, but apparently he's been doing stem cells therapy. And apparently he says his back is like a brand new back and he's good to go. He's training properly for the first time in God knows how many years and all that kind of thing. Rocks up, beheads Frankie, beheads Joe Hendry with those clotheslines and just absolutely clears house. What was your thinking?
I'm still expecting to show up in the KF4C at an OTT show at some point. I like to think he's not signed and he's just showing up to shows, beating up people for no reason, and then just leaving. Like it doesn't happen. I thought this is a good main event. I see a lot of people are upset over Joe Hendry losing. And sadly, some people are starting to not believe in Joe Hendry. They're saying like he's an overrated comedy wrestler. And they had so many times to pull the trigger on him and they didn't. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with him from here. Maybe he tries to get NXT gold or something.
Yeah, this is boy Croy Wolf levels, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, because he's so hot at the minute. You have to put something on him. I don't know if a world title is the thing, but something, because there's going to be a point with Joe Hendry where they keep building up to do something, win a belt or whatever. He doesn't win it. The fans cool off. They don't care about him. And then when he eventually does win a title, he's completely cooled off and fans don't care. And I don't want that to be the case. But it looks like we're getting closer to it every day.
Yeah. Sean, your boy PCO got picked up the win.
My beloved PCO. Yeah, I mean, standard PCO match. Front flip to the concrete, getting thumbtacks pressed into his face, getting slammed through a door, getting slammed on cinder blocks and a door, and thumbtacks. I mean, standard-ish. I expected a bit more. expected something else. No, I didn't, man. He's. They say he's not human. That's not just something to put on t-shirts. Like, he is the highest pain tolerance I've ever seen in wrestling. He's like Darby Allin if he was 300 pounds and middle aged.
I think you're the only wrestling fan on the planet that has described him as beloved.
Well, I think people really, because I remember he retired. He had his resurgence because he retired. And then Joey Janela spotted him at the indie show and he was really good. And he said, "Would you like to wrestle Walter for WrestleMania weekend?" I think that was in 2018. And he had the match of the weekend with Walter, and then he had the Frankenstein gimmick, and then he had like a really great match with Steve Macklin in Impact. And people realize that he's absolutely insane, and to be doing the things that he's able to do at his age is remarkable. You know, he's like a modern day Terry Funk. I'd even go as far as saying that, or maybe a modern day Sting, as in he's old. He shouldn't be doing the things he's doing at his age, but he does it without sweat. He takes the worst bumps I've ever seen a 56-year-old wrestler take, or any wrestler take. But he's also like, he's been in the business such a long time, and I don't think he ever really truly got his flowers, and I'm happy he did. Cardona held up well. I know he's a hardcore wrestler as well. I think the scariest spot for me was when Cardona was just pressing the thumbtacks into his head. Not slamming him or anything, just putting them in like he's putting a piece of paper in his head. And he wasn't. Then PCO being PCO just stood up like nothing happened and continued on. I think if you cut off his head, he'd just put it back on and recover.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fun match. PCO still the digital media and international wrestling champion. As long as Steph Lander's out of the picture, I'm not sure where PCO goes from here, but we'll see.
Yeah, Romy. Sean spoke about her last week, Masha Slamovich. I can't lie, she's a great pick to take the reins from Grace when Nicole Bass 2.0 goes to NXT. There we go.
Nicole Bass, man. Name haven't heard in a long time.
That's a long way back now. That's a long way back. Yeah, that's even one I have to jog. There you go.
ECW, I think she was manager, just incredible.
Yeah. Anything else to go, Fiona?
Anything else? Well, Masha Slamovich, obviously, getting the bell. I've loved Masha Slamovich, as you were saying, like a perfect person to take the reins from Jordan Grace. Hopefully, she has a great reign, and you know, hopefully, you'll get her over a show in Dublin sometime. Because I know she recently made a list of these are all the countries I want to wrestle in, and Ireland was there. I could definitely see her having a great match with Martina or Raven Creed or Corey Zero or Anita Vaughn or anyone over here, really. So someone get her over quick, and get PCO over as well. Get him in the stadium. Can you imagine that? PCO and Angel Cruz, or PCO versus Damian Corvin in the stadium.
I was going to say, obviously, he's PCO versus Barry.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Can you imagine the promos?
New dream match unlocked.
I don't know. Now you mentioned that, I want to see it really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhino's induction was very, very cool, actually. Really, really cool. Well deserved. Bonkers signed as well. Masha was great in the match. She was, absolutely. Rhino reminds me.
Doing very good.
Rhino reminds me of Vern Troyer on roids.
What, the lad who played fucking Mini-Me in Austin Powers? I'll be honest with you, I don't see it.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Absolutely not. Jesus. Yeah, and Spitfire as well was excellent as well. Yeah, real good. Sean, you were thinking of Wendy and wasn't it Wendy and was it Ruby? Is it Wendy and
Wendy and Rosemary? I think, wasn't it?
Rosemary, sorry, Wendy and Rosemary. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's that. Right, let's talk Halloween Havoc. Did you get to see this one, boys?
I did. I enjoyed this, actually. I thought it was a great pay-per-view overall. So I did. And it was, I think it was lovely to see them use a big arena. I like that they're getting into using big arenas for NXT pay-per-views now, because obviously for a long time there, they only used the Performance Center where they, do their weekly TV shows. But I think it's nice. It's actually nice to see big arenas being filled up, which if you look maybe 6 months ago, not even, they'd have been half as empty, so they would have. So it's nice to see big arenas again. It's a nice feel. It feels more like a pay-per-view rather than, I think the last time they did Halloween Havoc, it was their typical Tuesday night episode, and it was just a special
Yeah.
episode. So it's nice to see a pay-per-view back.
Yeah. Feels more like a takeover, a big event. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Bubba Ray, him and David Greca as well. Good Lord, he's so excited for wrestling. It's mad. Happy days are here again. They certainly are. NXT is ass, in my opinion. I'd rather watch paint dry. Don't know. You want to watch some of it? I tell you, some of that stuff is good at the moment. Real good. That ambulance match was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And also, I did like that North American Championship as well. D'Angelo and Obafemi was awesome as well. And the main event was really, really good as well. There wasn't much not to like about this either. I thought the tag match with Cora Jay and Roxanne Perez as well was really good. The other two girls as well, Stephanie and Wheeler, really good, really good. But you have to I think with NXT as well, I think it's something you have to follow it. I think you have to follow it to kind of get into it. It's like Guinness. It's an acquired taste. Halloween Havoc was great to see Bully Ray. Yeah, absolutely. And him and the boys off busted open. Absolutely comical. Overall that was that. So we were speaking earlier about heel turns. This is the kind of list I came up with. I don't know whether it's a list or not. Run down through it. Any that you guys can remember, any that should be on the list, anything that was better.
Just read through here. Seth and the Shield, Roman Reigns, Shawn Michaels, Batista. Batista, Mysterio. God, that was made out like Mysterio.
A beatdown.
Yeah. One I don't see, since speaking of DIY, Tommaso Ciampa turning on Johnny Gargano.
Yes, don't bring that up. You'll send me to a fit of crying. And
one of the best wrestling feuds ever. I mean,
easily one of the best feuds.
Sean, if you've been reading the sheets, apparently it's on the cards again. I don't want to burst your bubble at the moment, but
you're already bursting my bubble because I seen. Obviously, me and Sean are going to WWE Live on Sunday, so we are, and I see DIY has been added to the card. So if this is the last time that they're going to be together before they're split up, I'm going to enjoy this because they're my favorite tag team, and I will never say otherwise. I love them. So I was devastated when it happened the first time. If it happens again, it's going to break me. You'll find me in a corner rocking back and forth crying.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm just looking around my room. I have posters of wrestlers. I'm trying to think, did they turn heel? When did they turn heel? Another one is was KO turning on Sami Zayn at NXT.
Yes.
And again, I know this isn't on everyone's list, but Big Cass turning on Enzo Amore broke me, but I thought it was really well. I thought it was really well done, but I don't think it should have happened. They never should.
Finn Balor turning on
Undisputed Era.
Yeah, Undisputed Era. That's what it was.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to think. Raven turning on
himself.
Oh God, who was it? Yeah, Raven turning on himself in ECW. And God, I'm trying to bollocks. I think didn't Mustafa Saeed turn on New Jack in ECW? It's not a big one. It's not anywhere on the scale of these. But I'm just trying to think of.
Was it Raven turned on Tommy, didn't he?
Raven turned. That's what I'm thinking.
That was the big one.
Yeah. And then like for 2 years, Tommy Dreamer never beat Raven.
Absolutely.
Yeah, God. So good.
KO turn on Sammy, So here's the question, I suppose. Looking at this list, I was reading it earlier. They reckon that the Hogan Bash at the Beach 96 is the GOAT heel turn. Would you agree? Disagree? Thoughts? Is the Hogan heel turn at Bash at the Beach?
Well, it made Hogan a megastar and it formed the NWO, which did big things for his careers. I'm just thinking here, was there any turn?
It changed the whole promotion, didn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah. Was there any turn on this list that you have here that was on the scale of that where it completely shook wrestling to its core?
Macho turning on Hogan.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know there's much else in this list really. Well, Triple H became my time Triple H, or like a proper huge megastar after turning on Shawn Michaels. Stone Cold and Vince. I didn't see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's in there. Yeah,
Stone Cold shaking hands with Satan himself.
When we found out Molly Holly was wearing a wig.
Is she?
Tugboat heel turn 92, turns on the Bushwhackers, natural disasters were formed.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I remember
Great
that.
shout.
Yeah, I can't believe that's not on there. That was a really good one.
Triple H turning on Heartbreak No Hairline was a great heel turn. That's on there, isn't it? I think we have that.
Yeah, Triple H turned to Shawn Michaels 2002.
Triple H, 2002. There we go.
And they had one of the best matches ever, in my opinion, the best SummerSlam ever. SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah.
Yes, great shout. The
Brilliant.
Shield one was cool as well, wasn't it? Rollins was so good, wasn't he?
And all three of them became stars after. One of them is, two of them still huge stars in WWE. So
remember the crack off those chair shots that night as well. He really laid them in as well, didn't he?
Yeah, something personal about them. Yeah,
yeah. He didn't hold back. Right, another list that's bound to generate opinion. Sports Illustrated released their top 20 wrestlers of all time. Give me your thoughts on this as well.
Why is Roman Reigns over? Why is
Best
Roman
heel
Reigns
turn
over
was Katie Vick.
Bruno Sammartino? Oh my God, really?
Why is Randy Orton 15th?
This reminds me of the PWI 500, isn't it? When you see like a Finn Balor down in 70 or something like that, and you're going, you know.
It's like an AI, ChatGPT, who's 20 best wrestlers of all time.
The one thing I noticed on it was that Ric Flair didn't make the top 20,
which is crazy. I can't, but Becky Lynch did. Becky did, and well, I think I agree with everyone else on that list. Maybe I don't know about. Yeah, how's Ric Flair not on this list? Even if he was like low on the list or high, just having him on there would be. Having Shawn Michaels over Bret Hart, I know that's going to piss off a lot of people. And having Roman Reigns on The Undertaker is also going to piss off. But Bruno Sammartino at 10 and 9-1 are fucking legendary. But Bruno at 10, really? He should at least be top 3, top 4, I'd say. Kurt Angle only at 12. Punk only at 17. Mick Foley only at 19.
I'd like to see Randy in the top 10. I think Randy should be top 10 at least. That's just my opinion, I think.
Do you think we should have Mick Foley and then Mankind and then Cactus Jack and then Dude Love all having their own entries, or
that's a fifth of the list?
That's a fifth
of the list. Maybe that was their plan until he started batting against Trump. And then maybe Trump has some connection with Sports Illustrated.
I suppose. Also, I'm just seeing all these people Roman is above. And I know Roman's great now, but above Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Bruno, Randy, Savage, Kurt Angle.
Good. That's a good show.
Tough. Then that led to that led to Hogan and
WrestleMania.
There's so many of them. Like, you can't really boil it down to just a couple. All these are coming back to me after we ran through it, which is very convenient. Take your top 5 for me. Roman is I'm thinking that, but Roman still has a place on there, but that high up, I don't know. Andrews one is and like Hogan is crying and everything, and
he rips the chain off. Remember, he rips the chain off and all.
Yeah. God,
and then Piper to Hogan, are you gonna face him?
Yes.
The bandanas everywhere. Like the messed up bandana. Yeah, absolutely.
That was brilliant.
But Steven, is that bigger than Hogan's heel turn at Bash the Beach 96? That's the question. Which is bigger? Andre's heel turn at WrestleMania 3, leading into WrestleMania 3 against Hogan, or Hogan's heel turn Bash at the Beach 96? Which would you say had the bigger effect? Having
You
said
know,
that,
we were
maybe if Andre hadn't have turned heel and faced Hogan, Hogan wouldn't have been the megastar maybe that he ended up being, because that really set the pathway for him, didn't it? When you think about it, Andre.
Remember we spoke about, sorry to cut you off now, you know, we spoke about Rock and Hogan a while ago because we were talking about OTT, or like, was there that Rock and Hogan moment? Would Rock and Hogan have ever happened if Hogan hadn't turned heel? That's something to think about.
Yeah, true.
That moment, that match was iconic, and I don't think that could have happened without Hogan turning heel. So,
well, you wouldn't have got Hollywood, would you? You wouldn't have got Hollywood. Hogan
Rock against red and yellow Hogan. I don't know. One draw for me.
Yeah, Sean DX97. Yeah, I think we have that on there, do we? That's on there somewhere.
I might have saw it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Andre #1 because of Princess Bride alone.
God.
Listen, Hogan 96 because it started the Monday Night Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's an interesting list, isn't it, on that Sports Illustrated? Is there anyone missing off it that you would put in the top 20? Is there anyone that comes to mind? An obvious one that we're clearly missing.
Well, I mean, Ric Flair, obviously. Ric Flair, I think maybe Daniel Bryan, if you want to include him. I don't know. Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, Jeff Hardy, because he was WWE champion for a while. I'm just looking around my room trying to see my posters, see if there's anyone I'm missing. AJ Styles, maybe. This is more current, though. I don't know if they go back that far. Rob Van Dam, another one.
Back a fair bit, like you've Bruno Sammartino on there, so
Pedro Morales, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I know there's loads more that I'm gonna be kicking myself after we go off the air, thinking I can't believe I didn't say them. But
the ones that you think that are icons of the business. You know that you could say them, and people, like the Iron Sheik, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That are kind of bonkers of saying Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, Dusty.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I think
Eddie Guerrero.
That 20. Yeah, I said Eddie, I think, didn't I?
Definitely
Kane.
Stop. Kate then. Stop.
No, he was iconic. But it's not that those 20 aren't bad. It's just there's a lot of other people that should be there.
Seth Rollins.
On the list on their own. Yes, Seth. On their own, but also possibly in place of other people. It depends how far back you want to go. I put the whole Shield on there, honestly.
Heather came and Bubba the Low Sponge tied a 3 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 3.
Yeah.
God. It's pretty low. Johnny Ace and fuck. Yeah.
He's on fire tonight. This is because football doesn't interest him. He got shafted in the Ballon d'Or, so he's all wrestling tonight and stuff like that. Yeah, I couldn't think of any either. I couldn't think of a whole lot more, you know what I mean? And I suppose does 20 even do it justice and stuff like that? I wonder will they do I know Becky's in there at 20 and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see if they did like a male and a female one and stuff like that, and how would,
or if they even extended to 30, a lot of the people there probably could have made it, like Rick and Eddie and Kane and everyone else. I don't know.
Absolutely, 100%, yeah. But certainly an interesting list. So Ricky Steamboat and all, you know what I mean? Like you can go back,
there's like so many other people you can put in there. It's just fair. It's like the Mount Rushmore thing. It's so hard to condense it down.
Harley Race. How could you not have Harley Race in a top 20 Sports Illustrated list for pro wrestling? Harley Race
because we have Roman Reigns. That's why. Sure, he's enough.
That's true. Mr. Perfect.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah, Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jimmy Wang Yang. Christ. I love him. Nah, I love Jimmy Wang Yang.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake.
Roberts, great shoe.
Yeah. We could be here all day naming people who should be here. Yes, finally, someone on my level. Glacier and then Gobbledygooker. What about Max Moon? Get Max Moon on there.
If you like Glacier, I think I have a signed 8x10 in the shop that you can have if you're a Glacier fan.
By Glacier, is that right?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
You're open Sunday, aren't you?
I am open Sunday. Yes, I am indeed.
Well, I will see. I may or may not be in to get it.
Extended hours as well, 11 to 5. 11 to 5. Maybe doing that. $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, of course.
Yes.
Absolutely. You'd have to put him and Virgil in together, though, wouldn't you, really? Although
Who's
he had a
higher?
stellar Ted.
Yeah.
Magnum TA, great shout. Magnum TA. Who else?
Which
Lex
one
Luger.
Which one made cameos with their testicles sticking out the shorts? To give you a clue, wasn't Ted DiBiase. That alone should put Virgil top 3 anyway.
Yeah. Keith saying it's a crime Jake the Snake isn't on the list. Big Dick Johnson at 7 for the Disney Oil.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, what was it? Big oily guy, was it? Now
Yeah.
that we look back on that sounds weird now, doesn't it?
Oh,
Mr. Perfect or Warrior are on her. Warrior certainly should be on the list in terms of iconic and stuff like that. No, you know what I mean? It's a shame the way the career went and stuff like that.
Iconic, but work rate. Mr. Perfect, no one heart, like are levels above him.
Yeah,
absolutely. Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer. Interesting.
On the wrestlers.
Yokozuna.
He was great. Is that the Princess of Saudi Arabia's burner account there?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Keith's the son of the King of Zamunda.
I know Yokozuna is good.
9th, Stephanie's kayfabe balloons, and 10th, my young son, the hand.
Fucking hell. This is falling apart so quickly.
Yeah, you're definitely not giving us anyone serious anyway, that's for sure. What did we make of this announcement today? WWE launched WWE ID Independent Development. I don't know if you got to read it, but they've already signed up a number of skills, namely related to people working for WWE and stuff like that. So bookers have signed up, I think. Sets is signed up and stuff like that. But it sounded like they were going. It sounded like they wanted to take over the world again. What was your initial thoughts on it when you read it? Good, bad, indifferent, agenda?
Bad omen.
Okay. On the basis of what? So good for the workers, opportunity, financial support, all that kind of stuff.
I just think of NXT UK and what that did for the UK independent scene. The thing is, the UK independent scene was quite small, well, compared to the US scene. So I don't know. I would hope that it would just have a platform, more tools for them to grow and expand their skills. But I hope it wouldn't come at the cost of other independent promotions.
The only thing that sort of stuck out to me is it going to be much more difficult for independent companies to hold on to their talent?
If WWE are involved in any way or shape or form, which they are, more than likely, I'd say so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely. Is the Vince Netflix documentary worth watching? It is certainly worth watching. But only gets nice and feisty in episode 5 and 6, I think. The rest, you'll know most of it, Stephen. You'll know most of it inside out, and the stuff that you're looking for kind of didn't come out really in it. They kind of glazed it a bit because obviously there's lawsuits going on and federal cases and all that kind of stuff. So obviously there's only a certain amount they could put out there. But I wouldn't be surprised when all the dust settles on all this thing that they don't do a second round, episode 7 to 12. And stuff like that, because apparently they shot tons of footage and tons of interviews and stuff like that. So don't be surprised when a lot of these cases are settled one way or another, that plenty more footage comes out and more documentaries and stuff like that. But overall, what do you think, WWE ID?
We'll see, but I don't have good feelings about it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah.
Okay. Put you on the spot now. Quick fire picks. Crown Jewel. Who are you going for? Give us your winners for Crown Jewel.
Cody, Nia, LA Knight, Bianca Belair, Jake Cargill, Bronson Reed, Kevin Owens.
Oh,
there you go.
Who do I got? Let's see. Cody, Nia, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, and I don't know. I'm kind of pulling for Jakara and Lash.
Oh, of Metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah, Metaphor. Either Metaphor or Chelsea and Piper. I'd like to see them regain the tag titles. They were very entertaining when they had them.
Yeah, and they put in a lot of hard work recently as well, haven't they? All this dumpster stuff and all, they've been put through the mill a bit.
Yeah, put through the ringer certainly. So the belt would be nice for Chelsea Green.
If it's a wash, yeah, I wouldn't say she'd mind.
I don't know. But the losers here are, us. These crown jewel titles, you're going to see them at the pay-per-view. You'll probably see them at the go-home, or not the go-home, the show after the pay-per-view, Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then you're not seeing them till October, November time.
Woohoo!
Totally pointless.
Yeah,
why not just have Cody face Gunther in a non-title match or something, or have one title on the line but not both? Or if you're going to make a new title, make it, I don't know,
a women's mid-card title, just long overdue.
Yeah,
so
I'd easily take it over.
Do you know what the problem is now with the mid-card titles now for the women? The problem that they have now is we're cutting Raw to 2 hours. It's really difficult, really difficult to fit it in any way meaningful at all. That's the problem with it now. I'd say it was on the agenda, but once they went back to 2 hours, you can see how they're struggling to structure it even at the moment. So you drop another title in there, you don't want it to be kind of just, okay, there you go, there's another belt. You want it to kind of be meaningful and mean something, and they don't look like they've much. That 2 hours of Raw now just shoots by so quick. Damage Control to win. Jade and Bianca are as entertaining as me washing my nips.
You're vastly overestimating how fun washing your nips are. Yeah, I mean, they're a good team, but they just don't really have much
going for them. I think Jade would do good in a singles run, I feel. I think we've seen what Bianca can do, she's held a good few titles. I'd like to see what Jade can do on her own because she is very talented.
We've seen the narrative on this before, lads. These turn on each other eventually, don't they? This is where this is going to end up. So we'll see where it goes from there. Bonkers is going with Cody, Liv, LA, Kerry and Io, Seth and Randy. Not bad at all. Do we think Randy's going to pick up the win?
Hopefully.
I said KO, but I could see it going either way. But I think they want this KO turn to flesh out a little bit more, and they can't just have him lose his first match after that. So I don't know.
Yeah, that Bronson Reed. I kind of agree with you there a little bit, Keith, but I think once he puts in a real strong showing against Seth as well, I think it's standing to him. And you've seen over the last couple of weeks how he can hang with Seth, and even we're getting that vocal Bronson Reed as well. And there's a good vibe off it. There's a good feel to it that he's making us believe what he's saying, and that's the hardest part and stuff like that, and he's a phenomenal athlete for his size. And that's so prevalent through WWE at the moment, even into NXT. Some of these bigger guys they have there at the moment now, what athletes they are. It's absolutely phenomenal. Roll me, James Ellsworth, no chin to show up and send the Grand Slam women's title like he did with the Money in the Bank. No,
I would say that's ridiculous. Why would they ever do that? But the Prince wanted a dead wrestler to be resurrected for a Royal Rumble, so I guess I can see it. It's not completely outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah, great show, Bonkers. He wants Jade and Bianca to turn already. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of it's.
I don't know. It's too much. I wouldn't like to see Jade as a heel.
Well, the talk when they were originally touting it wasn't that Bianca would turn heel. So, which would, be interesting to see Bianca turning heel, how that would go and stuff like that, because she's so beloved by the audience and stuff like that, So it'd be interesting, but certainly would be interesting coming into the spring if we had a turn there and a bit of a run on it as well, and it was a bit meaningful. But that's great, giving us your picks for Crown Jewel, folks, coming up this week. I'll run down through a quick little bit of history and notable birthdays. I don't have many birthdays this week at all, so it's all good. But we start off with a little bit of Halloween Havoc, so I thought I'd bring it through the history worth having. So 1990, NWA Halloween Havoc took place at the UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois. In the main event, Sting defeated Sid Vicious to retain the NWA Heavyweight Championship. 1993 in Blackburn, England, WCW superstars Sid Vicious and Arn Anderson are involved in a serious incident, which we all know about, the scissors and all that
yeah,
kind of
scissors
stuff.
in the hotel. Yeah.
That was this week in 1993. I thought it flowed nicely from the first one with Sid in the main event.
Yeah, it started nice and then it went.
Yeah. Then it went downhill. 1996, WCW Halloween Havoc in Las Vegas. The main event saw Hollywood Hogan defeat Randy Savage to retain the WCW heavyweight title by pinfall after an assist by, of course, the giant Paul White Big Show. 2000, Bret the Hitman Hart officially announces he's retiring from wrestling. He was fired via FedEx by WCW due to their inactivity clause in the wrestler's contract. That was this week back in 2000. 2014, another one that will make you all upset. The Great Khali wrestled his final match in WWE as a full-time roster member, losing to Rusev on SmackDown.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Sean, is there a tear in your eye? Sean O'Rourke there. I see a tear in your eye there. You did mention Jimmy Wang Yang earlier, so there you go. 2018, WWE held their first female-only pay-per-view, Evolution, from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in New York. The event marked the first ever pay-per-view dedicated solely to female talent in WWE history. What was your general thoughts on that, guys? Evolution? Good, bad, continued, should have kept on going?
I'm waiting for a second one. I want a second one.
I really enjoyed it. I can't believe they'll do women's rumbles every year, but not give them a pay-per-view. But saying that, they need more than what they have going on in the women's division right now to justify that. So I'd be hopeful. I mean, look, Bad Blood and all these Halloween Havocs and ECW pay-per-views and WCW pay-per-views and OWE pay-per-views are getting brought back to life for NXT pay-per-views. And I'm not saying bring it back for NXT specifically, but like, I don't think it's completely outside the realm of possibility. I mean, imagine Raw, SmackDown, people from NXT, maybe even a couple of people from TNA. I think it's something they could really look into doing again. Just for variety, if not for anything else, like, and show that the women are as good as you say they are.
They certainly have a roster for it as well, anyway, that's for sure. 1985, guys, regarded as the greatest ever promo. Before going up against Ric Flair at Starrcade, Dusty Rhodes delivered his instantly iconic Hard Times promo, which is frequently held up as one of the best in the history of wrestling. Sure is. Absolutely. 1995, WCW Halloween Havoc took place in the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. During the Zodiac Brutus Beefcake versus Randy Savage match, a female fan got into the ring and tried to attack Savage, but was restrained and ejected by the referee. There you go. And 2007, 6 weeks after making his debut in TNA Wrestling, Junior Fatu, formerly known as Rikishi, left the company over a pay rise dispute. Poor Rikishi, he's not even happy these days. He's always complaining on his podcast at the moment as well. Right, couple of notable birthdays for you. And just so you know, we had that comment earlier about Stevie Ray and stuff like that. I always include them in the notable birthdays. So there we go. We're going to start off 1965, Harvey Whippleman. 1973, MVP. 1980, Christy Hemme. 1982, Rocky Romero. 1949, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And we rounded out with 1973, the Rated R superstar, Edge. Now Adam Copeland in AEW, unfortunately. That's it for your history and your notable birthdays this week.
Unfortunately.
We'll take the last few comments. Do you think Triple H has all his plans laid out for WrestleMania? They usually have an idea what's going to happen for Mania when Survivor Series rolls around. I think they probably did, and then The Rock showed up at Bad Blood, and then I'd say he turned around and he says, not feeling that. And things probably got a little bit changed, but let's see what happens. I'd say they have a fair idea what they want to do. They're obviously quite creative in terms of 3 to 6 months ahead and stuff like that. Only injuries tends to change it. Akidi has planned out like his shampoo shopping. Great Khali moves better than Matt Hardy.
That's a stretch.
Evolution. Keep it in the cupboard, please, for the love of God.
No.
Come on.
He's
Come
dropping
on.
the truth bombs tonight, isn't he? Keep
Yeah.
that rolling, Kenobi. There you go. Rikishi with the Nicki Minaj cake. That tongue he wore is suffering PTSD.
I saw
There we
Lizzo
go.
going on a plane wearing a very Rikishi-esque outfit, and everyone just saying it looks like Rikishi. So I guess, you know, we say a lot about Rikishi, yeah, full of problems, argues a lot, but he's, you know, he certainly left his stamp on pop culture today.
He
If
certainly
Lizzo's
did.
dressing up,
There we go.
biggest ass in the WWF.
Yeah, and not necessarily just physical either. There
I
you
know.
go. But
Both
there you go,
ways.
folks. Another great show. Lads, thanks for joining me as always. You know you're welcome on anytime you want. If you want to come on next week and suffer the review of Crown Jewel, it's not a problem. Or if you want to give me a review of the Dublin live show, I'm happy to have you both on if you want to go through that. A lot of lads
we're
standing on
gluttons.
the apron. Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
We're gluttons for punishment. I don't know if
There
we
you
should do the Crown Jewel. Tough one to sit through.
You could balance it out with the Dublin live show, but they're probably going to be quite similar, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's the day after, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crown Jewel's on Saturday and then Dublin
Saturday
on
and then the
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
So I don't know
Hopefully
what
they
they're
all
going to
make it. Hopefully they're not all stuck in the airport. Because we
How-
know that's very common.
God
How-
forbid.
Imagine hostage again. We weren't talking about it last week, but it's kind of you go from the haves to the have-nots, isn't it? You're going from Crown Jewel, lads lying back on couches like God knows what, and then you go to the Dublin show and stuff like that, and it's everyone is scraping the money together to get their tickets and all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy narrative. But until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video, and of course, make sure you're following all the guys in the chat and stuff like that, and check out the two boys that are on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. Give them a follow as well. They're always talking wrestling and all sorts of other stuff as well. And I will be back on Thursday tier talk, and then Friday we'll be doing preview for the Liverpool show, and we'll be counting down the League of Ireland, the final games and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a bit of a watch along for them as well. And we will be back next week with Pro Wrestling Weekly doing our review of Crown Jewel, and if the guys can suffer through a live show, and it won't quite be, it won't quite hit the levels of OTT 10th anniversary, no doubt. But on to the next one. Big up, thanks guys. Absolutely, as always, over and out, folks. Really appreciate you, as always. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video, and we'll talk again real soon. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Thanks so much.